So the first supplement that we're going to talk about for this new supplement series is melatonin. You might ask, what actually is melatonin? Well, it's a hormone that's produced primarily by the pineal gland. And what happens is as the day goes on, melatonin production steadily increases. Eventually, by the time that you get close to your normal bedtime, melatonin has reached a critical threshold that causes you to go to sleep. This really only happens, however, if you have an aligned circadian rhythm. And what that is, the circadian rhythm is really just, it's a cycle between waking and going to sleep. If you go to bed at the same time every day, this circadian rhythm becomes aligned, and it allows you to go to bed at the same time and wake up feeling refreshed the next morning at the same time. If you start to mess with this cycle, what happens is your melatonin production is off, which also affects cortisol in the morning. Now, cortisol is another animal in and of itself. A lot of people think of cortisol as being primarily a stress hormone and a catabolic hormone at that. And while that may be true in chronically high doses of cortisol, cortisol is actually, it's an appropriate stress response, and a stress can be anything from psychological stress or stress from waking up in the morning, or stress that's brought on by, say, a very heavy squat set. When everything is in line, this cortisol increases and then subsides as the morning goes on, and it doesn't become a problem. This is where taking melatonin in a supplement form becomes important. A lot of us are affected by many different variables that affect our circadian rhythm. The least of which is blue light emission from our devices. This computer that I'm looking at, your smartphone, your tablet, what have you, most of it, if it's an LCD screen or an LED screen, emits a spectrum of light from the blue spectrum. What this actually does is it hits your photoreceptors in your retina, which actually stops melatonin production. And this can actually offset your latency, which is the time that it gets to sleep, as well as your ability to get and stay asleep. By supplementing with melatonin, there's a potential that it can actually offset this reduction. Certain studies have shown that when people are exposed to this blue light, 99% of the test subjects have a reduction, almost back down to baseline in melatonin. This is where taking melatonin can actually really help you get to sleep and stay to sleep, as well as help realign your circadian rhythm. Having an aligned circadian rhythm not only can help you stay asleep and wake up feeling refreshed, but it can actually mitigate any effects of, say, insulin resistance, which has also been shown to be a result of having a misaligned circadian rhythm, which, as many of you know if you've read any of my posts, can lead to disease states such as type 2 diabetes, which is something we all want to avoid. Thanks for listening today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. And tune in next time for the next segment in our supplement series. Thanks.